What was that yesterday with the media availability, and how did it go over? And does any of it come from Fields being just okay in his second appearance?
No, I think that they're really excited about his potential, but they don't think he's quite ready, and that was clear in the game. And it was some of the stuff that Nagy had pointed to late in the preseason when he was getting dogged for not naming him starter was he still needs to work on his snap count. There's just logistical things about being in the league that he needs to work on and get sharper on. We think Andy Dalton gives us a better shot to win. Nobody believes that because nobody wants to think that this team has to go with Andy Dalton. They want Fields out there right away. I believe that. I just think their communication has been terrible, and this was the latest example. Nobody can explain to me why Matt Nagy would say, I can't answer that question, and then they would send someone back in with the official statement. Nobody can explain it except to say, stop being so afraid of what everybody's asking you to do and say, I'm the head coach. I make the decisions. This is what I think is best for the team. I'll let you know when I know about Andy's injury, whether I think Justin Fields is a better option. And until then, I don't owe you anything. And then walk out with that and don't send someone back in to clean up your garbage for you.
So what you're saying is the Bears communicate in a suboptimal way, is what you're saying.
Yes, that sums it up.
Speaking of, Tim Kalishaw, please join us.
And we're out of time. Sorry, come back tomorrow. Let me say this. The news that Andy Dalton is week to week doesn't give us much. That's my status on this show. I think they're a little worried, though, about throwing Fields in against Cleveland. I don't think they think he's fully ready to take it on, but that's where they are.
Clint Yates?
Last week when I sat up here and told y'all that the Bears do not have a plan, y'all looked at me like I had three heads, like, oh, but they said Dalton was the starter. They still don't have a plan, as evidenced by how ridiculous they're running their operation. Nagy is scared to put Fields out there because he doesn't know how to use him and will get exposed as a fraud. That's what the idea is. So he'd rather split the difference on the injuries or the performance being what gives him plausible deniability for either option happening. He doesn't know what he's doing, and it's clear. I told y'all that last week. It ain't no different.
Sarah's shaking her head no. You're going to get back in on that first, Monica.
I just want to take a line from Tim Kalishaw. Yates, I am not a part of y'all. Don't lump us all in together because I wasn't on that show when you went off.
What do you believe is the truth here with the Bears, Monica? That Andy Dalton's QB1, that Fields might start this week because of Dalton's injury, but they'll go back to Andy Dalton, Monica?
It feels eerily similar to an experience I've had with the Washington football team of the old regime, I should point out, where maybe there's someone else pulling the strings or has some input. I mean, if you're the head coach, you're supposed to be the shield and represent all of your guys. Even if you don't know what's going on in the locker room, to Clinton's point, you got to be able to step to a podium and at least have a firm front-facing option and opinion that you can say with confidence for the sake of the rest of your locker room.
All right, Sarah, you can go back at Yates here and some yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, listen, you won't get an argument from me that the Bears have completely botched the handling of this communication-wise. The thing that we shook our heads at was you claiming that they had said something that they never did. They said from the beginning.
What happened on Wednesday of that week?
They never
the offensive coordinator
that.
said.
I don't even know what we're yelling about.
The offensive coordinator didn't say anything different. They've said the same thing all along. People are just mad about it.
I mean, honestly.
He said Fields was ready to play, mixing the message himself from within the organization. The problem from the jump that has not been solved, same as the problem on the field, which is nobody knows how to use the quarterback.
Nobody disagreed with that. Nobody disagreed with that point. We all agree.
I think we all agree that you guys don't even know what you're talking about. And why you disagree.
100% know
You're agreeing.
The Bears don't know what they're talking about.
All right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.